Hello, hello. Come hang out with me. Come in my kitchen and have a seat while I make some dinner. I love crock pot meals because then it's like I'm so motivated to make them because I know I'm not gonna have to make anything later tonight. So getting some stuff ready for my crock pot for dinner, and I want to tell you what I've been up to. A couple things that have been on my mind. I want to share about this new app I learned about that's been like making my life so much easier when it comes to shopping, grocery shopping, like recipes and grocery shopping. So I have to tell you about that. I've been like, everyone I come across, I'm like, do you know about this app? I think it's amazing. And I'm like, why has no one told me about this app? Whenever I discover something for the first time, I'm like, how did I not know about this? Like, everyone else should have told me about this because I feel like I'm usually the last to find out about things. So I'll tell you about that, and like a little aha moment I had when I was taking my kid out to like a little activity place, and there was a bunch of kids around, and I had kind of like an aha moment about socializing. So if you're maybe like thinking about homeschooling or just in general worried about socializing, feeling like your child isn't getting enough, maybe this thought, right, like this little moment I had will be helpful for you. And what else? Oh, and lately my shoulders have been so tight and so tense, and I think they are giving me headaches, bringing back some of my headaches. And in case you don't remember, don't know, I've always struggled with like really bad headaches. Like I had them every single day, and I've been able to get rid of them, but sometimes they'll come back and I'm like, what's going on? And it kind of will start freaking me out, and I will have to remind myself of all the things that are helpful thoughts instead of the thoughts that make me go down like a spiral of, oh no, they're back, oh no. So I want to share with you what I've been doing to help with those headaches and what I think might be causing some of them lately. So, first of all, the recipe I'm making is also I'm a little bit self-conscious about cutting up chicken. That's not necessarily why I'm hiding it, but you can still see it. I feel like people will judge me when they see how much I cut off chicken, because I cut off like the fat and anything that's like blood, anything that looks weird. If I see a speck and I'm like, I don't think that should be there, I make sure to cut a solid like inch all around, because I'm very grossed out. So I get very self-conscious when I'm like, oh no, people are gonna see how much I'm cutting off. They're gonna tell me how much food I'm wasting. I prefer no one should know how much food I'm wasting. It's just, I'm sorry, I can't handle it. But I'm making a recipe I've never made before. It is my husband's birthday today, and we looked online for some fun recipes to make. We're gonna go out to dinner next weekend, and my wonderful parents are going to watch our 1-year-old, almost 2-year-old. But yeah, that's next weekend. So this weekend we are going to, today I'm making some dinner. Got him some presents on the table with some candy and like a little nice tablecloth, set it all up. So I'll have to show you when I get all of this off of my hand, the chicken grossness. And so I'm making, I feel like I've said this like 4 times and haven't finished my sentence. I am making, I can't think of it. What's the name? Barbecue chicken crock pot sandwiches. So like on ciabatta rolls, they look really good. So they look super good. Haven't tried them yet, but I hope they're good. We were looking for something different. I feel like we've been having a lot of like pasta stuff lately. I feel like a lot of recipes we look at, or we always find like chicken, this kind of chicken and pasta, or ground beef and pasta, or a different kind of pasta. But sometimes we just get in funks where we're like, in all of our recipes, none of them sound good. So we've been looking for some new recipes, and this was one we found. We've been loving cooking in the Midwest lately. Have you guys heard of him? I like his recipes. I really like how flavorful they are. I feel like a lot of recipes we make, we're always like, needs more flavor, needs more flavor. So that's one of my favorite things about his recipes, are how flavorful they are. So this recipe app, sorry, I am one that normally just throws dishes in the sink, but my husband is the one is opposite and is always like, please rinse them off, please rinse them off. They're so much easier to clean after you rinse them off. So sometimes he's in the back of my head when I throw stuff in the kitchen, in the sink, and I'm just thinking, oh yeah, rinse this off, rinse this off. Sometimes, it's probably like 30% of the time. The other 70%, I just don't rinse them off. And then I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. I probably should have rinsed them off. Okay, the recipe app. So the recipe app is called Paprika. I think it's specifically called like Paprika 3. Maybe that's because it's had like 3 different upgrades. But the app is so cool because you can take any recipe and just like take the URL, put it in the recipe, and it'll copy everything for you. And it's so like nice and organized. And I love it because I usually use Pinterest for a lot of my recipes. And Pinterest is great, but you know, they're usually like linked. They're usually a link that goes to a blog or something. And I swear everything is like ads galore, right? Like you click out of 3 ads, zoom it in, it like refreshes and more ads come up or something. I'm like, I'm just trying to see how many teaspoons I need. So it just gets rid of all of the clutter. Oh, it's $5, by the way. $5 for I think like a lifetime use of it. I believe I think if you want to use it on your desktop, it's $30. Don't quote me because I don't have that. I just use it on my phone. So, but $5 on your phone, it's amazing. There's so many different little cool features on it. So like on your ingredients, when I'm making the recipe, you can touch it and it'll strike it out for you like you've already put it in there, which is so handy, especially if there's recipes where it's like 8 different seasonings and I'm like, wait, did I already use that one? And there's like a little timer that automatically pops up. So if you have, one of the directions are like boil this for 10 minutes, and you can click on the 10-minute and start the timer right there in your phone, which is super cool. I am obsessed with it. I just love it. Yeah, so I think I'm loving it the most for one, when I go to the grocery store, because the recipes are just right there on that app. So I just pull up the app and I don't have to scroll through like ads, and sometimes things won't load. Like sometimes I'll have like 1 bar at the store. So it's making my life so much easier for that. And then when I'm actually making the recipe, instead of just having to like scroll through a bunch of stuff, it's just right there and it's really easy. I'm telling you that people, if they start using this app, you're gonna love it. It's great. Okay, that's the app. I think that's all my fun features on it that I can think of. Just go to the app store, type in Paprika, it should pop up. It's like a red app, obviously, Paprika red. Okay, 1 tablespoon ranch seasoning. Okay, here's my little aha moment that I had. So I watch my son most of the time. My parents help out like once a week or so, so I've got definitely some help. But my son doesn't really go to, my son doesn't really go to daycare. Like I feel like he's not around other kids a whole lot. He was going to a babysitter like once a week, but he hasn't been doing that lately. So maybe he might start that back up again. I'm not sure, but I definitely try to take him to do things, and any opportunities. I'm always looking forward to get him out and being around other kids. But I'm always like, in the back of my head, I'm always having the thought of like, is he around enough kids? Is he getting socialized enough? He really does not know how to share anything. And 1 tablespoon white vinegar. And so we were at the this activity place the other day, and I was just noticing how when he was around like a lot of kids, which a lot of, these places for kids, a lot of times there's a lot of kids there and it gets busy and it's kind of crazy. And I just can tell he's just like overstimulated and overwhelmed, and he just kind of like takes it all in and just kind of stares. And there was a couple moments. There was one moment specifically where he was playing with this other little boy at this activity. It was just the two of them that were playing. Side note, I invested in my future self last night. Cut up onions and garlic. So I don't have to do it today. Is that not like one of the best things, having stuff cut up ready to go for the next day? I love it. So yeah, he was playing with this other little boy, and they were playing for like 15, 20, 30 minutes maybe. 15 to 30, anywhere from there. Obviously my view of time here is not, I don't know. But it was a while. He doesn't typically stick to one thing for too long, so I just remember being like, wow, we have been here for so long. And they were both sharing. There was times where they didn't want to share, and they were like, okay, yeah, here you go. It was really cute. They were about the same age. I think the other one was a little bit older. And I was like, wow, he had the best socializing experience just in that little pocket of time in that moment. And it made me feel like I feel like in our heads, socializing just needs to look like being around other people all the time, or a lot of the time. Probably maybe because that's what we think of, like when we go to school, or, you know, when we were growing up, went to school. But I think that it can look, and I think that's definitely one way where there can be socializing, but I don't think that's the only way it can look. You know, like that moment was so much great interaction for him, and I was like, he's set for a little bit. Like, he doesn't need to just be around a bunch of other kids. And honestly, I feel like he really didn't get a practice even being around other kids, or like practicing some of those skills of like talking and socializing. You know, he doesn't really talk, but I don't know, whatever they do. He just didn't really even get a moment to think about it, because there was just so much going on. It was so chaotic, and he was just, I feel like too, in that moment they're almost more defensive. So I don't know, that was just what I had noticed, and I'm sure it's different. For every kid, I'm sure it's different, so who knows, take it with a grain of salt. I just love that. It just made me feel really good. I was like, yeah, socializing what if it looks different than how I was picturing it in my head? And what if he's almost getting better practice in these little pockets of time with one kid or two kids? Or if we go to a friend's house and he's with another kid for a little bit, I just notice he gets a lot more interaction time during those little things. So I think that it just took some pressure off of me of feeling like, yeah, you know, it can definitely look different. And I know I personally get super filled up just by those little moments of being around other people, and even just small groups or one-on-one. My favorite is one-on-one. So it just definitely made me reflect and feel good about it. And like I said, I love taking opportunities for him to be around other kids, but I just feel guilty sometimes. I'm like, are we not doing enough? Are you not around other kids enough? Are you? Because we're together a lot, and I love it. And that was it was a good reminder, and a good yeah, I think you're gonna be all right. So I hope that is helpful for you, if you have any thoughts about that like I did. Okay, I have my recipe. I wrote down my recipe because it's on my phone, and I'm using my phone to record. So I have all of this. I also call my dad on here because he had just texted me and was like, are you free? Are you off work today? I was like, yes, I am. He's like, call me back. And I know I will forget if I didn't write it down. So, or I could have maybe left the message as unread. That would be smart too. Okay, I'm getting off topic here. I feel like there's one more thing I needed to add. Oh, honey barbecue sauce. It didn't say an amount, which drives me nuts. I hate when they don't tell me an amount. They're just measure with your heart, okay? My heart doesn't know. My gut doesn't know. It's like a pinch of this. I'm like, what's a pinch? It could be like just a few little things, or like I could do a big pinch. Just tell me exactly how much, please. But I remember I said like cover the chicken, so I will do that. And then I'm gonna start this and put it in here for like 4 hours. Should be ready around dinner time. Call it good. I've got some dishes to do. I made my husband a little cinnamon cake last night, which he said was super good. He said he was just gonna take a little piece of it, and he took a big piece, so I think that's a good sign. He said he really liked it. I think it was a little underdone. I should have cooked it a little bit longer, but pretty good. I'm gonna make a glaze for it right now. It's a like crumb cinnamon coffee cake. The only coffee though is in the glaze, so you could leave that out. I'm not a coffee person, so I prefer to leave that out, but my husband likes coffee. I don't know why I started talking about that. Oh, the dishes. We have a lot of dishes out because I was making that last night, and then we decided to watch movies instead of being responsible and doing dishes. It was a good movie that we watched, Inside Out 2. It was super, super cute. Have you guys seen that movie yet? It was a good one. Okay, I think that's good. But I don't know, the chicken's covered for the most part, so. Can you tell me how much? Like, why? Oops, I need to wipe that off. Okay, this is going. Thanks for helping me get that done. And oh, let me show you my little setup for my husband. I'm excited for him to come home and see this. Let me turn you around. Wait, can I do that? Let's just go this way. Cute, right? Got some candy, some presents. I like to call him Danny Boy for fun, so. I love learning, like, I feel like I've been noticing people do fun little things for birthdays like that, and like put it on a table and get balloons and stuff. And I was like, that's really cute. I want to do something like that. So, and I got this tablecloth because I wanted to start using it on our table for dinners. So I just got that and haven't used it yet. I thought it looked really cute. Okay, the last thing I want to tell you, and then I'm going to let you go. I'm going to call my dad back so I have it. I didn't forget. It's on my note. And I'm going to do some dishes. I'll probably do some dishes while I talk to him. Make the most use of my time. Okay. Oh yeah, so the last thing I want to talk about, my headaches. I feel like they have been kind of getting bad again, and I have noticed that I think it's from tension. So what I've been doing to help them, if you get really bad headaches, you should definitely get this, because here's the thing, I can't afford like a massage however often, like once a month, twice a month would be lovely. Can't afford that, and I would love to, but I have this massager. I know some people have it. Goes on the back of your shoulders, right? I love it. I feel like it really helps. Like, if you can get the massager a certain way on your shoulders, it'll definitely dig into your shoulders, and it feels like you're getting a deep tissue massage. It's great. So that I try to use like twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, just like in the mornings when I'll listen to the Bible app on my phone sometimes. So I will listen to that and like massage our shoulders for a little bit, or at night before we go to bed, I'll do it for a little bit. I feel like that really helps. I notice that if I go like a week without doing it, my headaches start to come back. So, and it's one of those things where you have to be like proactive on it, because once you have the headache and then I massage my shoulders, I feel like it won't go away. I almost feel like sometimes it makes it worse, because it's like, yeah, that's what is like, when I think about my knots up here, they're so tense, and when I start massaging it, it almost is worse at first before it gets better. And when I massage them, and let's say I have a headache and I'm like, okay, let me massage my shoulders real quick, it almost is like making the pain worse and worse. So I feel like you have to be super proactive and try to do it consistently if you can. And especially if you're noticing it's from like tension in your shoulders or in your back, I'll use that on my back too. Like, I'll sit on the couch or in the chair and just rest against it. Whoops, starting the oven. And that's super helpful. So try that. If you're noticing your headaches, see if that helps. That has really been helping me. And I think it's like $40 or $50 on Amazon, and especially if it's on sale. So that versus like $100 every time you go to a massage, including your tip, that's what we can afford right now. So I wish we could do like my husband just was telling me on the radio, he was hearing them say, okay, you can pick 2 of these things. He was like, one of them was unlimited massages. I was like, you can stop right there. I would pick that one. Yes to that one. They're so good, but they're so expensive. And I'm sure places have like memberships and stuff, but it's just not something that we have money for right now. So that is my trick, little hack to massages, and it seriously helps. Like I said, if I do it like a few times a week I'll do like a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, that seems to help. I seem to not be getting them unless there's some other reason for my headache. So I hope that blesses you, because it's a game changer and it'll save you money. All right, that is all I have for you today. Thank you for hanging out with me in my kitchen, and if you have any new recipes, please share a good one with me, because I am looking for some new recipes that I can put into my new recipe app, and yeah, try some new things. All right, have a great rest of your day.